Hey everybody, I'm Josh, and welcome to another episode of Just Saying. Thank you, thank you. On the show this week, join me as we take a look at week 3 of our month-long series of Dating 101. When this week we take a look at weddings and those little hellions our parents warned us about. Sit back and relax because I got a lot to say. So before we start the show, I just want to kind of give you guys a foundation of where I'm coming from in this episode. So I had written this episode a couple weeks ago. I had it officially written back in beginning of January before I started the new season. And as I get closer to filming, I go through my jokes, make my monologue, my another cheesy monologue jokes, and I try to like update them, see what's still working, what's not working, because after a couple of weeks, if I don't find them funny, then obviously I'm not going to use them, and so I do it that way on purpose, but I as I was doing that. The first note I want to make, I should say, is as I was doing that, it was the day after the Super Bowl. For this episode, it was the day after the Super Bowl. And so I threw in a Super Bowl joke, but then I realized it's not going to get posted until 2 weeks after the Super Bowl. So just pretend it was last week. Okay? Okay. Also, I have a segment in the show that I like to call Oops. And I didn't just come up with that name for the segment. I was nicknamed Oops growing up. If you put me in a padded cell, locked me in a bubble, I would still find a way to get hurt or to break something. And break something as in an object, not myself. Knock on wood, as clumsy as I am, I've never broken a bone. And I'll get to that here in just a minute. But, so this has just been 2 weeks of craziness. First of all, the week after the Super Bowl, no, the week before the Super Bowl, we were at my parents' house for one of my nephew's birthday parties, and I'm getting ready to leave. I go outside, and it had snowed, maybe a couple days before, so it wasn't like fresh snow where you have traction. It was like starting to melt, then would freeze overnight, then would melt, then would freeze. That kind of icy snow. And so I'm like getting in my car, which is it's a Honda Civic, so it's pretty low to the ground, and I'm not a small person, and so I like plop into the seat, and so as I'm getting in, like I have my right leg in the car, and I have my left leg on the driveway still outside of the car, and I'm talking to somebody, and we get done talking, and I go to get in, so I kind of twist my left leg that's on the ice, and I lose my traction, and I start to fall, and my right leg, I try to quickly shift my weight over to my right leg, and it buckled the wrong way, and it popped, and it's really hurting me. I haven't right now. I have it wrapped. I have been doing ice. I've been elevating. I've been doing everything that I, as a former EMT, know to do. It clicks every time I move it. I can't straighten it. I can't bend it past a certain point. And like, you know how when you put your foot in your shoe and you like twist your leg to work your heel in, it kills to do that. So like the twisting motion kills. So I don't know. It's been 3 weeks now, which probably doesn't help the fact that we got even more snow in the last few days. And so now everything's extra slick. And so my dog, when I take her out, she likes to hurry. She likes to hurry up and wait, is what I like to say. Because she'll run out there, of course, me trying to hop along behind her, and then she'll just play or just stand there and sniff a footprint. I don't know. She's a sniffer, and it's driving me nuts. Also, before we get started, my last little piece of note here to talk about, um, and I literally just wrote it in, as you can see, like I wrote it off to the side of my normal notes. Um, within the last, today is Thursday the 18th, and I have my production calendar right there. It's February 18th. I would say the 15th or 16th, Monday or Tuesday. I can't remember which day. I'm pretty sure it was Monday. We here in Illinois got in central Illinois, my particular area, I would say we got between 4 to 5 inches in a day, which isn't much because we're in Illinois. We're used to it. I don't think we've had this much snow in the last few years combined. We've had a pretty much mild winter until this one. Sorry. And we got a bunch of snow. I've been gotten stuck in my driveway because I'm an idiot. And yeah, I would really like you guys to keep Texas in your thoughts and prayers right now. They got like 2 or 3 snow blizzards, not just snowstorms, but blizzards back to back. There are still about 3 million people in the state of Texas without power right now, and that was 3 days ago. So please keep them in your thoughts and your prayers. If you know anyone that lives down in Texas, for example, in the information that I gathered just before filming right today, Austin, Texas, that never gets snow, got like 6 inches of snow on top of what they had already got. Again, about 3 million people still don't have power in Texas. So if you would like to donate, please go to the American Red Cross and donate to help those in Texas, because it's crazy down there right now. They're not used to snow, and they just got 6 inches of it. I remember when my sister and I lived there, we were in Dallas, lived right across the street from, well, our apartment complex was like, there was obviously a little road, and then the big parking lot, and then Walmart. And we had a snowstorm, or a winter storm. I think it was more ice than snow. And I had to wake up, take Gretchen to the airport, which wasn't too far. It was maybe 5 miles away from where we were, maybe 10 at the tops. And we were the only ones on the road. And it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. And it was just crazy. The Walmart was closed for 1 or 2 days. That was across the street from us. And I've never seen a Walmart close. And I think with all the snow and the temperatures that we had the last couple days here in Illinois, I think our Walmart closed early, and they never close early. They never close to begin with. But yeah, just keep all of those people everyone that lives in Texas, please keep in your thoughts and prayers. Also, I want to send a huge thank you to all the people, no matter what state you're in, what county, what city, whatever you do, wherever you're at, for any of you guys that are doing state, county, city streets from all the snow, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But please don't block my driveway in. I plowed through one side, and the other side, I started to go, saw a car, hit my brakes, and then I got stuck. And I do want to thank my neighbor I live across the street from a grade school, but the janitor was riding his little gator around and saw me struggling, and I'm on a bum knee trying to dig myself out of a hole, and he came and barely even pushed me, and I got out. So thank you. I don't want to say your name, but thank you very much. You know who you are. But yeah, it's really cold right now. And the funny thing is next week, today is Thursday. Tomorrow we're supposed to get like a 30% chance of snow again. And then Saturday it's supposed to be in the 20s. Sunday, Monday, and I think Sunday, Monday in the 30s. And then I think Tuesday is going to be closer to the 40s. Heat wave! Anyway, moving right along. We are continuing our month-long series of Dating 101. And today we're going to take a look at weddings and the little hellions. I just want to be clear, there's 2 segments that have to do with weddings. And there's a fine line that just differentiates the 2 segments. And I want to just make it clear real quick. The first segment are professional pictures taken that just don't look right. And the second segment is going to be people who were at the wedding who took pictures of things that just didn't look right or funny things that happened. So that's the differentiation between the two. Also, I'm here to teach. And if I teach you nothing this whole month of Dating 101, kids, listen up. If you're a kid, and by that I mean under the age of 18 and or still live in your, going to college and still live in your parents' house, whatever your case may be, I know for a fact, because I can picture both my mom and dad saying this, that your parents at some point in your life have said, I hope you have kids just like you someday. It's true. It will happen. Karma's a bitch. And let me just say, I don't have kids, but my dog is just like me. She smells. She licks herself. I'm kidding. She does, but I don't. That kind of took a wrong turn. I thought it would be funnier in my head, okay? All right. But most of all, kids, if I teach you nothing, I'm going to teach you that what goes around comes around. And what's coming around right now is another cheesy monologue. As usual, I went to latenightLOL.com and searched in the search bar, typed in marriage. So all of the jokes today have something to do with marriage, except for the last one, wink wink. So here we go. In Australia, a couple is getting married inside an IKEA store, which means their marriage will most likely fall apart in 2 years. Today, a judge sentenced Lindsay Lohan to 30 days in jail for violating her probation, or as Kim Kardashian said, 30 days, that's like 4 marriages. New Jersey has passed a bill legalizing gay marriage. Now comes the hard part, finding a gay couple to live in New Jersey. Here's this week's point to ponder. Keep your marriage fresh by writing each other little love notes like, I considered smothering you in your sleep last night, but I didn't. That's the love part. There's a new book out about Barack and Michelle Obama's marriage, and in it says that Michelle was very upset by all the drooling blondes that would rub up against her husband. She said one blonde was in particularly suggestive and was rubbing up against him until she'd had enough and said, "Look, stay away from my husband, Chris Matthews." Jeez. It's time now for my joke of the week. And I love it because it's a good one. And let's see, every rehearsal I've gotten it wrong. Let's see if I get it right. Here we go. Brad Pitt has donated $100,000 to back gay marriage, and today a spokesperson for all gay men said, "It's nice to think Brad Pitt's behind us." I got it right. I kept wanting to say standing behind us, but that would ruin the joke. Anyway. Today, the Supreme Court's arguments regarding gay marriage were interrupted by a man screaming, quote, "You will burn in hell," end quote. After calming down, Justice Scalia said, "Sorry, hadn't had my coffee yet." Speaking of, it's not coffee. No, Mom, I haven't started drinking coffee. It's just, this is the size of bottle I'm drinking, and I don't want to haul it out every time I need a drink. Anyway, moving right along. Yesterday, Delaware became the most recent state to legalize same-sex marriage. That marks the 11th state to make same-sex marriage legal, and the first thing I know about Delaware. I thought it was the capital. Just kidding. A new poll came out that reveals that 55% of Republicans are against gay marriage. The poll also found that 30% of Republicans support gay marriage, while 15% still fantasize about it. After a judge's ruling, gay marriage is now legal in Pennsylvania. So today, a lot of Amish men were raising something other than a barn. Arnold Schwarzenegger was interviewed on 60 Minutes, where he revealed that he performed 2 same-sex marriages while governor of California. Of course, the marriages weren't official because the couple couldn't understand what he was saying. I'm not good at impressions. I suck at them. And even though you don't understand what Arnold Schwarzenegger is saying, I still can't impersonate him. So I'm not even going to try. Lady Gaga said that she's going to become an ordained minister so that she could officiate same-sex weddings. In other words, gay marriages just got gayer. And that's why I'm never going to have one. As you all know, I film before their post dates. Wink, wink. Anyway, last Sunday, wink, wink, was the Super Bowl. Sadly, my Patrick Mahomes team was desecrated by the self-righteous holier-than-thou Tom Brady. I left my friend's house about halfway through the third period, which was after the halftime show and the backup dancers randomly deciding to wear jock straps on their heads. Okay, I know they weren't jock straps, but come on. It looked just like a jock strap. The song he was singing, something about being crazy when I'm with you or without you or whatever it is. And so I think it was gauze this way with a face mask. But still, costume designer, clearly you saw that looked like a jockstrap. And I wasn't the only one thinking about it because Facebook blew up about it. Anyway, they were jockstraps. Anyway, also, what was up with the weekend? He started on the roof of the stadium, and then in 15 seconds he was on the ground level. But what about that car he was in? Oh, you can drop that off in my house anytime. Just the car. Anyway, so here's a joke about the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl had about 25,000 fans in attendance that were frontline workers during the pandemic, and 30,000 seats filled with cardboard cutouts. Also filled with cardboard cutouts, the Chiefs' defense. Okay, so we're starting our segments, our wedding segments right now. And again, these are going to be pictures that the pictures that were professional, that either something happened when they were getting ready to take the picture or it just didn't come out the way it was supposed to. Sorry, I'm taking something for my knee and it makes me really thirsty. Anyway, back to the show. So it's time to look at my nickname, otherwise known as Oops. Now, if you're a photographer, either you set up this picture this way, or you're a pervert, didn't mean to send this proof to the client. Seriously? The best laid plans always have a tiny hiccup. Not too big. Like, I don't know, when you line up a wedding party on a dock that doesn't seem very sturdy, this might happen. I love it, when I take pictures and I take them, there's just the right second to take a picture. And I love it when it happens because you get pictures like this. Clearly she said something to him that just pissed him off at their wedding. Like, oh, by the way, the baby's not yours. See on Maury. Or like this one, when you think it's going to be a cute idea, but you have to fill everybody in on the idea. Because of this one. My brother has a brilliant idea to toss my sister in the air during the family photo, thinking it would make a funny picture. But he didn't tell me he was actually going to do it and then dropped her. #wedding fail. He was right about it being a funny picture, though. I would have been pissed. But you know what, brides? I'm not trying to down your day. But something, you know something's going to happen. That it's not going to be 100% perfect because nothing is ever perfect in life. Except for my dog. Anyway. I'm far from perfect. I don't understand why the photographer would have proposed them this way. I'm not talking so much about the background, the bridal party in the background. I'm talking about the groom. Now, if you just cup your hand on her boob, and everybody's gonna watch you. I love it. Again, you take a picture right at the right time, and you see the groom staring at the boobies. He just cannot wait. But all guys are like that. Also, I'm going to bring this next picture up, and I think, if you have any working brain cell, I have a feeling you're going to find out why it's funny. All I'm going to suggest is that you let the bride have her day. Your boobs are not the focus. She literally, the bride is moving out of the way for this lady's boobs. Oh, yeah. Again, those pictures that are just right at the right time. I know that if I ever did a wedding or anything like that, I know I would do something like that. I know I would. Okay, this next one is a really cute picture of a lovely couple. So let's take a look at it. Oh, isn't that couple lovely? Can we zoom in there? You like the priest in the middle? He's just like, wait, I'm here too. Peekaboo. Don't worry, I'll never do that again. Okay. And finally, for this segment, if you are in a bridal party, especially the maid of honor, and the maid of honor is to be there. Let's be real here, people. The maid of honor is just basically the the bride's. Okay, basically just the bride's bitch, and you have to make sure that you're going to be able to serve your purpose and not pass out at the wedding. And I think she even peed herself. Any hoozlebees. So now we're going to take a look at pictures that were taken by people at weddings that just make you go, It's time for a segment that I like to call The Things You Can't Unsee. Sorry, I thought I had enough time. Okay, so in my monologue, I made a joke about Lady Gaga becoming ordained. So she can perform gay weddings, and that gay weddings are now going to get gayer. In case you missed it, there's the joke again. Like this one. No thank you. Again, if you're in the bridal party, you have to be prepared to be on stage all day. Pictures out the wazoo, to the point this girl was actually picking them out of her butt. Get it? Pictures up the wazoo. She's picking the pictures out of her wazoo. Yeah, okay. Now, this next picture, I really hope is the bride. Otherwise, I would be furious. Because the bride is the only one that's supposed to wear white. But should they be wearing white is the question. And again, your boobies are not the main focus. Now, I'm just going to show you this picture because I don't know why, when, where, who, why, how they would have even posed for this one. But here's a bride with two creepy old dudes in bathing suits. I love that one guy has a Speedo, a leopard print Speedo on. Love it. Now, I'm here to warn you all. It's nice when you go out and you take pictures before and after the ceremony. Even sometimes people do it about a week after, just, blah, blah, blah. However, if you're taking pictures in public, make sure you realize that the public will be in the pictures. If you're going to take pictures in public, the public will be in the pictures. Now, I don't know how to set up this next picture, because there's no reason that I would imagine this ever happening. Because if you're cheating on your significant other and you propose to both of them, I highly doubt they would pick the same day, same place to get married. Even the guy in the background's like, which wedding are we here for? Now, when I decided to come out of the closet, which I'm 38 years old, I came out 10, 12 years ago-ish. They always say you'll come out when you're ready. And I agree with that. I believe it's a big mental process that you have to be mentally prepared to do. I would just suggest not coming out right after your wedding. Like, right after your wedding. Hey. I just made you go through this whole day, honey, just so I could kiss my groomsman. Now, it's always beautiful when the father walks the daughter down the aisle and gives her away to the groom, and then he goes and sits down like he's a big lump. Because basically that's what men are, right, women? Make sure you don't step on the train of the bride. I mean... Okay, so this next picture, I don't get it. Like, okay, so I get it, I understand the picture, but I don't know why. Okay? Think about that while you look at this picture. The bride has this look on her face, like, what the... Because she's cutting into her own self. And I can't tell I know which one's the cake, but it's a very well done cake, but that bride seems really ticked off, or maybe she's freaked out because she's cutting herself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that just seems like a horror movie waiting to happen. He made me cut myself in cake. Oh, the PTSD. Anyway. And finally, for this segment, I just want to warn all the brides out there. I think it's wonderful when you get creative and you decide to ride down the aisle on a horseback. Just remember, there's two sides to every horse. And that's what you look like from behind. Just saying. So, the next segment we're going to take a look at. I am here to teach you all the young ones out there, and I say young ones, and I'm 38, I feel like I'm 80 sometimes. But I remember, and I can close my eyes and picture my mom pointing right at me and saying, I hope you have kids when whatever. It's true. It happens. My dog is I know I didn't give birth to my dog. But my dog is just like me, like I was. My nephews are just like we were growing up. My sister has 4 kids. Her oldest acts just like my oldest sister. Her middle 2 act just like her. The youngest one acts just like me. It's creepy. But there's a reason I don't have kids. And I'm going to show you 10 of them right now. In this segment, there's a reason I don't have kids. I thought I had the intro intro selected and I didn't, so I had to say it twice to fill time. I know, right? Clever. You didn't even notice, did you? Okay. I love it when kids are taught to share. You can have the bag, I'll take the chips. Hey, at least they're sharing. Like this little kid sharing the phone with his toilet. Look at that face, though. I don't know. Okay. I hope that whoever that kid is not. I mean, if you watch this, whatever. Come find me. You have the face. Can I bring that up again? Let me find it. I have to reselect it. There we go. Can we bring that up again? Okay. How does that face not say devil, angel, child? Like, you can see, look into the kid's eyes, you can see the devil, literally can see, like, evil on one side and troublemaking on one side, not evil, I shouldn't say. Troublemaking on one side and the good kid on the cute, sweet little angel on the other side. That kid is going to be a heartbreaker. Anyway. I am so glad. Whenever I babysat my nephews, which was a lot when they were growing up, I always was thankful that I never watched them at my house because I could just leave this. Okay, peace out. Heading out. Hasta lasagna, don't get any on ya. Thank you, Mission Impossible, the movie with Tom Cruise. The first one. This little kid, girl, this little child wanted to dress himself, but didn't know quite what to wear, so they wore them all. I'd love to see him try and stand up and walk. Probably look like me walking right now. My little bum knee. Is there paint for kids in the bathtub? Like, what? I don't understand why anyone thought that this would be a great idea. The kids aren't supposed to make a mess in the bathtub. They're supposed to get clean in the bathtub. Which is ironic because if you ask my mom, she would always say I got out of the bathtub still dirty. Maybe that's because I was sitting in a puddle of myself. My dirt soup. Ugh, I hate baths. Anyway. Moving right along. Okay, so I know that this isn't what you think it may be. Look on the floor, you'll see a bowl of whatever, ice cream, chocolate, whatever. So it's not that. But beautiful on the white furniture. Just awesome. And this kid just wanted to help out paint. I think it's paint. This little girl was just trying to help spread some lotion on the toilet and bathtub and floor and everywhere. And I miscounted when I did this segment, so I only have 9 pictures. And finally, all I can say is just like this kid, just like me, this kid was pooped. And that is why I don't have kids. Okay, there's a lot more to it, but anyway. So I hope you guys learned about weddings, what not to. Be sure when you're getting married that you know if you're in the bridal party, whether a groomsman, an usher, a bridesmaid, maid of honor, best man, bride or groom, or family of them, or any somewhat combination. Be sure you know you are on stage all day long and that cameras will be catching you. No creeper picking. And also, kids, be sure to remember when you grow up, life's a bitch, and so will your kids be. Anyway, join me next week as we conclude our month-long series and take a look at the end of relationships. Isn't that a pleasant thought for everyone? Whether through breakup or death, be sure to join us next week because we're going to take a look at some hilarious tombstones. Trust me, they're good ones. Because I already wrote the show a month ago. Anyway, be sure to check out our business of the month, Blaze in Peoria, Illinois. Their information is in the description below. Also, thank you to our sponsor, American Food and Liquor. It's time right now that we need to support each other. So be sure to support small. Also, please keep your thoughts and prayers with those in Texas. 3 days after a record amount of snow fell. Obviously, as I said earlier, 3 million people still without power, and it's 3 days after the blizzard. And again, Austin, who never sees much snow at all, if any, got 6 inches just in one day, and that doesn't include what they got before and some after. So be sure to keep them in your thoughts and prayers. If you can, please go to American Red Cross and donate to help the victims of the blizzard in Texas. Also, there was something that happened in South Carolina, but I can't think of what it is. Anyway, so if you think, let me gather my thoughts here. If there's a small business you think I should promote, or you see something funny you think I should share on the show, here are my social media accounts. And while you're watching this, and because I like to pause as I'm talking, which gives you ample opportunity to like, subscribe, and ring that bell, get the notifications anytime I post a new video. And there will be a new Taser Versus coming. I know it was supposed to be last week, but with my knee, I haven't been doing much at all. And I started a new job, and when I'll get a set schedule here soon. So, anyway, without further ado, be sure to join me next week, and until then, that's all I'm saying.